Florida is famous for its warmth, sunshine, and exotic wildlife. But in February 2026, the Sunshine State saw something bizarre. It started raining lizards. Thousands of green iguanas literally fell out of the sky, landing on sidewalks, cars, and even people. It seems like a total paradox. How can a tropical paradise suddenly become a death trap for the animals that live there? Most people assume these iguanas are dying instantly when they hit the ground, but the truth is much more strange. There is a massive gap between what looks like a mass extinction and the actual biological survival mechanism taking place. Today, we are closing that gap. Using simple shapes, we will show you exactly why the cold turns these 20-pound reptiles into scaly projectiles, and why this cold snap is a nightmare for Florida's most famous invasive species. To understand why iguanas fall, we have to look at their biology. Iguanas are ectotherms, meaning they cannot produce their own body heat. They rely entirely on the outside world to stay warm. When temperatures are high, their internal systems are fast and efficient. But when a cold snap hits and temperatures drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, their metabolism hits a wall. As it gets colder, their heart rate slows, their muscles stiffen, and their nerves stop sending signals. Think of it like a battery in a car during winter. If the energy isn't there, the engine simply won't turn over. This state is called cold stunning, and it's essentially a temporary, coma-like state known as torpor. The iguanas aren't necessarily dead, they are shut down to conserve energy. The problem is where they sleep. Iguanas love perching high in trees to avoid ground predators. When torpor kicks in at night, their muscles lose the strength to hold on. Gravity takes over, and the paralyzed reptiles plummet to the ground. While the fall itself is rarely fatal, the danger comes from what happens next. If the cold lasts more than 24 hours, their internal organs can fail permanently. In early 2026, the freeze was so severe that over 5,000 cold-stunned iguanas were collected by wildlife officials in just 2 days. Because iguanas are an invasive species that damage Florida's ecosystem, the state saw this as a rare opportunity. An emergency executive order allowed residents to collect and turn in these paralyzed pests without a permit. While thousands were removed, experts warn that this isn't a permanent solution. Surviving iguanas are quick to reproduce, and as temperatures rise, the frozen survivors simply wake up and crawl back into the trees to start the cycle all over again. Closing the gap between a funny weather event and a biological crisis shows us the harsh reality of nature. The paradox of the raining iguana is that the very mechanism that helps them survive a short freeze also makes them incredibly vulnerable to humans. As climate patterns become more erratic, these cold snaps might become the only thing keeping the invasive population in check. What do you think? Should we be saving these frozen lizards, or is this nature's way of cleaning up an invasive problem? Let us know in the comments and subscribe as we continue to explain world issues using simple shapes.